I was listening to a talk the other day from a conference, and I wish I had known about this beforehand, or I wish I had thought of it myself, but either way, I'm going to pass it on to you because I just love it. Hey there, welcome to Mac TV, where we believe that the transformation from manager to leader is such a crucial one, and that's because, well, true leaders, they change lives. So today's video topic is all about team appreciation ideas, but particularly how you can show appreciation to your team when the budget isn't necessarily there. So I'm going to be sharing a few inexpensive ways that you can still show your team that you care and that you value and notice them without kind of like breaking the bank, okay? Now, before we get started, you know what I'm going to say, right? Subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on content that I share on this platform, much like this, every single week. Okay, so let's get into the first thing you can do. The first thing you can do is as simple as this. Go out to the store and buy yourself a pack of thank you cards. Yes, it's as simple as that. Thank you cards only cost a couple bucks, but the return on that is so huge. I think it was like a couple months back I was talking to you guys about the fact, it was a couple months back in one of my old videos, I was talking about the fact that I used to write out appreciation notes on our pay stubs. So back then we were still getting paper pay stubs. And so what I would do is calendar block, in my calendar some time every other week that coincided with the pay period to spend some time and just jot down a couple notes of appreciation for each team member. And let me tell you, it made a world of a difference. There are still some team members to this day that tell me that they still have saved their pay stubs because of the fact that, I had written them something that was very personalized. And in fact, another team member, she loved it so much that she went on her Instagram and took a picture of this pay stub and what I had written on it. And she was just so happy to share it with the world. And what actually ended up happening was some of her friends that were in leadership positions themselves saw it, and then they started doing the same thing. So my point is that, it might seem simple to you, but it is huge to them. And so that is a great way to show appreciation. The other thing that you can do is actually use buongiorno. And so this is actually something that I would suggest you do more sporadically. Like the thank you cards you can do on a regular basis, but buongiornos I think are a good way of just wowing them a little bit. So buongiorno is actually an email marketing tool, but I seriously don't care about that. I think that you can use tools however you see fit to your advantage, as long as it fulfills the same purpose. So essentially what you can do is send them a little, it's like not a voice note, it's a recorded note of you, like a personalized message. And it's super, super easy to use. And it's actually free to download. In fact, I have my phone here, so why don't I show you how super simple it is to use. So I actually have the application on my phone, buongiorno. So once you download it, all you have to do is press on the record now button. And so if I wanted to record somebody a message, I would say this: hey Stephanie, it's Mac here. I just wanted to tell you that I so appreciate what you bring to this team. You are somebody that has such a growth mindset, and you're always seeking ways to get better and do better. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate this because it is such an example to the rest of the team. So keep up the good work, hun. So that's pretty much it. So as you can see, super simple to use, and it is free to download. And so I will leave the link for that in the description box below. I think, like I said, this is something that you want to probably do a little bit more sporadically, just to wow them a little bit. But I really do believe in personalized messages, because it just really shows your team members that you care about them, and especially since you're taking the time to make it as personalized as possible. Number 2 is to give shout outs. Now what you want to do is take notice of any performance goals that have been met or any performance goals that have been surpassed and shout them out for it. Give them a mini shout out, let them know that they're doing a really good job. We've all heard of the Employee of the Month. That's always a good thing that you can do as well. What we used to do on the team is actually we connected our our performance goals with our core values. So team members can nominate each other for displaying our core values. And then at the end of the month, the person that had the most like nominations would get swag from us. So we actually had t-shirts that had like our team slogan on the front, and then on the back it had like one core value. And then that team member that won the most nominations, like I said, would get that t-shirt. So yes, it cost us a little bit at the beginning, but because of the fact that we were doing it once a month, we were able to make it last a lot longer. So you might consider doing something like that as well. Tip number 3 is to reward with gift cards. It really doesn't have to be that much. $10 to $20 is really all it takes to just genuinely show your team members that you see them and that you appreciate them, right? It doesn't have to be anything too big. You know, I was listening to a talk the other day from a conference, and I wish I had known about this beforehand, or I wish I had thought of it myself, but either way, I'm going to pass it on to you because I just love it. So the individual that was giving this talk was talking about the fact that on his team, what he would do once a month is just walk around with a $100 bill and give out $100 handshakes. So what he would do is like walk up to a team member and say, hey Sue, I just want you to know that I like really appreciate everything that you do for the team. Here's, you know, a little something just for you and your spouse to like go out for dinner or something like that. And he said that like his team members loved it because they never knew when to expect it, and he was just, you know, spending time doing that. The other thing that he said that I also loved was to brag on them with their significant other, or maybe like a family member that they're connected to. So if you have an opportunity to be at like a barbecue or a picnic, or if you're doing some sort of team like lunch or something and significant others are invited, or parents or whatnot are invited, then take the opportunity to go to that significant other or that parent and let them know, you know, just how great their son, their daughter, their wife, their husband, whatever the case might be, is doing, right? Because that way, like, you are letting that person know, like, this person that's connected to you is kicking ass, like they're doing a great job, and that's going to bring a lot of pride and joy to that individual as well as your team member. So I thought that was another great one that you mentioned too. So again, walk around with, you know, it doesn't have to be a $100 bill, it can be $20 or something, just something to say, hey, you know, I notice you, and also brag on them. Tip number 4 is to organize potlucks. So ordering food for a team, especially if you have a big team, can get really expensive. And if you're trying to do that regularly, then that adds up. So instead, what you can do is organize an event or a lunch or whatever the case might be where everyone brings a dish. And we're like living in a society where, you know, we're very diverse, and so you're going to be eating some really good food. A couple years ago, our team did the same thing. We decided that we were going to do a barbecue, and instead of just like the general hot dogs and hamburgers, we said, you know what, why don't we skip that and have everybody bring a dish that represents where they're from. And oh my goodness, the food was so tasty, and everyone was like super excited to try it out, and we just had such a great time. So even though like the barbecue itself wasn't like a lot of money to put on, the team still enjoyed it, and it still gave me an opportunity to show them just how much I appreciate them by spending time with them, because after all, it's usually like time that really matters. The last thing I'll say about this is that you do have to switch your mindset from scarcity to abundance, because when you stick in this scarcity mode where you don't have enough, or there's just not enough money in the budget to do things, well, you're going to stick to more conventional ways of doing things. But if you think in terms of an abundance mindset, then you're going to get creative about achieving your goal or achieving that purpose through other means, okay? So I think it's really important that you switch that mindset of yours and just get super creative, because you're gonna have to get creative, especially if you don't have the budget, which, you know, a lot of teams don't have the budget, so you're probably not alone in that boat. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope that you found this video to be valuable, and if you did find it valuable, don't forget to hit on the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any other videos that I share on this channel every single Tuesday. And if you're a new manager and you are looking for a little bit more advice and tips as to how to really step into your new role, then I highly suggest that you check out my downloadable interactive guide called the New Manager Starter Kit. I promise you it'll make a world of a difference in the way that you show up and lead your team. I'll leave that in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. Don't forget to keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.